Got a really interesting question from a subscriber of mine, Stephen Chillingford. He said, building relationships is the key to getting a coaching business off the ground. So your example works fine for LinkedIn because people are looking for jobs or looking for career coaching voids to fill. That's where I can see your success. But how would you apply, say, life coaching, for instance, for people that have lost happiness factor in life? How would you go about starting conversations that add value? Fantastic question. You find that with niches where people aren't actively in pain, or maybe they're stuck. So let's take career clarity, for example, right? Someone might be in a job where they're unhappy for 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, and they'll really not do anything about it. There's no urgency to them changing their thing. So there has to be some sort of a catalyst where they feel, okay, I need to change where I am. So your example, Stephen, is essentially what you're asking is, how do I show them that there needs to be a change between where they are now and a future state that's better than where they currently are. Regardless of where we are in life, whether it's happiness, whether it's our career, whether it's our job, there's some place, there's some destination out there where things are going better, right? Now, one thing you can't do is force someone to change, or you can't force someone to alter their lifestyle because you want to sell a service or you want to sell a coaching package. I don't think that's ethical. But what you can do is when you ask them smart questions about what the future looks like, and then you contrast that to what their current state is like, then there's a gap between the two. Here's my example. Let's say you're a happiness coach, right? You teach people to be more happy. So the first thing you would do is you would have a conversation about their baseline, meaning where are they now? Well, right now I have a job, it's paying me $50,000 a year, I'm single, things are all right. I mean, it's day to day, there's nothing to be concerned about, but it's not anything out of the ordinary. So you can see there isn't much of a problem there, there's no urgency there, but at the same time, it's too shallow in terms of how much we've diagnosed the problem. So what we would do is we would ask them, okay, it sounds like things are going pretty well. If you had to paint an image for me of the perfect life, or a time or a set of circumstances where you would be really, really happy with yourself, what would that circumstance look like? So let's say they say, well, I want a position where I'm $150,000, that's how much I'm making, and I'm in a leadership position, and I'm married, and I have kids and a family. Then I would be very, very happy with my life. Or maybe I'm fit and I've got a six-pack and I look really good, then I will be really happy. So now you're seeing where they are now, where they want to go, and there's a gigantic gap in between. This is where you come in as a coach, okay? So now you know where they want to go, and then you'll ask them questions. Okay, it sounds like you know exactly where you want to go. It sounds like you know what's going to make you happy. Why haven't you done it yet? Or have you tried doing anything to get you there? What's going on? So then they'll tell you, well, no, I've been coasting for a while, I haven't really done much, or I've looked into some programs, I've looked into some coaching, but I haven't really pulled the trigger. So then you can, again, start asking them questions. It sounds like you're exploring the space. How come you haven't pulled the trigger yet? Or how come you haven't made a decision to make this happy? Because the way you're telling me, it sounds like you're really excited to get to these things, but at the same time, you haven't put it in any action. So I'm trying to understand your situation. Realize I'm not pitching them anything, I'm not telling them anything, I'm not giving them any advice, I'm not trying to sell them anything. All I'm doing is asking, listen, this is what you're telling me, this is what's happening, I'm just struggling to understand why you haven't done anything. And then they'll tell you what the real pain point is. Well, I don't know how to do it, I don't have accountability, I don't have someone to give me a system to do it. And then you can say, well, that's actually what I do for a living. In terms of a system, in terms of support, what would you be looking for? And they will paint a picture. Well, I want someone who can show me how to be happier, show me how to be more productive, show me how to make a diet plan or something like that. Now you know the specifics of what they're looking for, okay? So let's say you ask them, okay, you really want a higher paying job, you want a better life in terms of your relationships, and you want to be more fit, right? Let's paint a picture with all this has happened. I want to know which goal is most important to you. Let's assume you've got $1 million in the bank account. Money is not a problem, and within a snap of a finger, you can make each one of these things happen. Hypothetically, all the money in the world, how much is each of these results worth to you? If tomorrow I could say, hey, you can make $150,000, how much is that worth to you? Obviously, they'll say, well, I'm making 50 grand now. If I can make 150, that's $100,000 a year, right? Extra. So the next 3 years, that's $300,000 of value. Okay, if we could snap our fingers and you can be the best shape of your life. What is that worth to you? It's worth thousands of dollars to people, right? If you can get a six-pack, maybe you don't really look very comfortable where you are now. Maybe it's worth 10,000, 20,000, 50,000. Again, money is not a problem. You're getting the true value of what the outcome is. So once you list those down, here's what we need, here's the value, now you've got the true outcome. So that is how I would have the value conversation with people. Understand where are they now, where do they want to go, what is the gap. Doesn't matter what your niche is, everyone has a better state they want to get into. Steven, I hope this answered your question. If not, check the link in the description, get on a call with me, more than happy to help you out. Take care everybody, see you in the next one.